أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله صلوات ربي وسلامه عليه يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها فكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار ونعوذ بالله من النار وعذابها فيا إخوة الإسلام والإيمان السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته أوصيكم ونفسي الخاطئة بتقوى الله جل وعلا وبطاعة الله وطاعة رسوله ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يجعلنا من الفائزين ويقول المولى سبحانه وتعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك هم الفاسقون لا يستوي أصحاب النار وأصحاب الجنة أصحاب الجنة هم الفائزون. أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يجعلنا من أصحاب الجنة وأن يجعلنا من الفائزين. ويقول الرسول الحبيب صلوات ربي وسلامه عليه: كل أمتي يدخلون الجنة إلا من أبى. قيل ومن يأبى يا رسول الله؟ قال من أطاعني دخل الجنة، من أطاعني دخل الجنة ومن عصاني فقد أبى، أو كما قال الرسول الحبيب صلوات ربي وسلامه عليه. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. For all praise, all credit, all thanks due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, our sustainer, our savior in the day of judgment. May Allah save us that day. And I bear witness that there is no true God worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator, the sustainer, the savior. And I bear witness that Muhammad ibn Abdullah is the last and the final messenger from Allah to mankind and to jinnkind. Whoever choose to obey Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and follow his teachings will be guided, and he will attain success, and he will be admitted to Jannah, inshallah. May Allah give us that Jannah. And whoever choose to disobey Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, disregard his teaching, will be misguided, and he will be among the losers in the day of judgment. May Allah protect us from that. For in the Quran, Allah advised the believers, the people, the Muslims, the people who attain taqwa, Allah advised them to have taqwa. Allah advised them to have conscience of Allah, to have piety, righteousness. For we know, we Muslim all the time, Allah give us seasons of goodness, of mercy, for us to return to Him, because we are distracted. Shaitan and this life distracting us a lot. So Allah, out of His mercy, for His love for this ummah, for Muslims, for believers, all the time He will give us a chance to return back to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. We all know the mission of our creation is to worship Him. And why we worship Him is to attain taqwa. That's all. So you as a Muslim, I will ask myself, ask yourself, just simple questions, not much. We all fasted Ramadan, alhamdulillah. May Allah accept our Ramadan. اللهم تقبل منا الصيام والقيام اللهم تقبل صيامنا وقيامنا اللهم تقبل صيامنا وقيامنا. Make it a habit for this coming 3 months, brothers, every day to ask Allah to accept your fasting. May Allah accept our fasting. Now, as a Muslim, we know Allah commanded us to worship Him until death. He didn't say worship me in Ramadan or Zil Hijjah. No. He said, فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَكُمْ مِنَ السَّاجِدِينَ وَاعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ. As a believer, he said, وَاعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ. As a Muslim, as a believer in Allah, Allah said all the time, remember Him, glorify Him. Say, Subhan Rabbi al-Azim wa bihamdi, Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Pray your 5-time prayer. وَكُمْ مِنَ السَّاجِدِينَ. All the time be among the people who pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And worship Allah until death. He didn't say until Ramadan finish, or until this year, or until you get old. Until you die. That's Islam. Now we as Muslims, a fact. Let's take the fact. Each one of us can wake up 3, 4, 5 a.m. to pray. We can do that because we did it. As a Muslim, you cannot say you cannot do that. Because for the last 10 nights of Ramadan, you went to work, you came back, you left your bed, you went to the masjid, you stood for 1-2 hours. You prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Didn't kill you, didn't destroy your life, didn't do nothing wrong to you, just goodness, pure joy. You did it. Every Muslim, male and female, is a fact. In Ramadan, every one of us is happy to share his plate of food with his brother and sister. Each one of us. We did it the entire 29 days. Each one of us is happy to bring his plate of food or any type of food and share it with his fellow Muslim brother happily and joyful. We did it. In this last Ramadan, we all Muslim, we called our beloved ones, we call our relatives, we give them something for Ramadan. That means we can maintain our kinship, we can help. In this fast Ramadan, every time you meet your fellow Muslim brother, you're happy to say, Assalamu alaikum brother, how are you? How's your Ramadan? We did it 29 days. Now here's the questions, brother. I will ask myself, just sit and ask yourself as a Muslim, since Ramadan ended, how many times you woke up at night after 2, 3, and you pray for Allah? Just 1 week. It's not 1 month yet. It's not 2 months. Since Ramadan ended, how many raka'ats you as a believer in Allah who fasted 29 days, how many raka'ats you got for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in private? You can count it. Since Ramadan ended, how many plates of food or how many dates you share with your fellow Muslim brothers and sisters? Ask yourself, because you did it in Ramadan. Since Ramadan ended, how many prayers you came to the Jama'ah, you pray with the Jama'ah? Because this is Islam. You ask yourself, what is your relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And most of us, if you are asked to miss a check mark on it, you will get only maybe 1. The other 3 are lost. Why? Because it's the taqwa. Allah said to fast to get taqwa. You ask yourself, did your fast benefit you? You stood last 10 nights of Ramadan, you pray for Allah 2 hours, 3 hours. After Ramadan, you didn't give Allah even 5 minutes. You share your food with all your fellow Muslim brothers. After Ramadan, you didn't feed a single human being. You came to the masjid, you pray, you read Quran, how many pages? 6, 5. After Ramadan, you didn't get even 2 ayahs. Can you ask yourself, what type of Iman do you have as a Muslim? Can you ask yourself, how do you love God? Because we Muslims, we shouldn't fear God only, we should love Him. Love. When you love something, you will never get tired of it. You will like to mention it all the time, do it all the time. Because we know the Prophet ﷺ told us, one of the major reasons for you to go to Jannah without no punishment, no headaches, are those 4 or 5 things we did in Ramadan perfectly. As Abdullah ibn Salam reported, سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول يا أيها الناس أفشوا السلام وأطعموا الطعام وصلوا الأرحام وصلوا بالليل والناس نيام تدخلوا الجنة بسلام. If you look at those 4, we all did it in Ramadan. The first advice the Prophet gave the Muslims and the non-Muslims in Medina when he arrived, he said, "Oh people, I will advise you to greet one another, to spread this salam." As in Ramadan, anytime you see brother, you hug him, "Assalamu alaikum brother, how are you? How's your Ramadan? How's his family?" After Ramadan, even if you meet the same brother, you don't say Assalamu alaikum, you just pass by. The Prophet said, "Oh people, spread this greeting." As a Muslim, you shouldn't be shy to say Assalamu alaikum to a fellow Muslim brother. Don't. The other people are not shy. Why you? You are Muslim. You choose the Islam. And Allah give you a greeting which you will say in this life and you will say it in Jannah. If you don't say it in this life, you won't get the opportunity to say it in Jannah, brothers. Say Assalamu alaikum to your fellow Muslim brother. The way you used to do in Ramadan. Hug him, smile to his face. Because you are a Muslim. The Prophet said, if we spread these greetings, 1. 2, feed the people. We Muslim in Ramadan, we're good at that. But after Ramadan, Wallahi, you will see a fellow Muslim brother, will see someone who's standing hungry, looking at you with 4 eyes while you're eating your donut or your coffee. Even to offer him a donut, you cannot. He is a human being. The Prophet said, you as a Muslim, you have to know anytime you give water or food to a beating heart, not a human being, even animal, anything which has a heart, which is beating, you feed it, Allah will give you reward. In Ramadan, we feed one another. After Ramadan, we don't care. You will see a brother tired, sick, ask him, brother, do you need a food? Do you need a lunch? Can I buy you a lunch? If you don't want to give the money, buy the food. Share your food with your fellow Muslim brother. Once the Prophet ﷺ was asked, أَيُّ الْإِسْلَامِ خَيْرٌ قَالَ أَن تُطْعِمَ الطَّعَامَ وَتَقْرَأَ السَّلَامَ عَلَى مَنْ عَرَفْتَ وَمَنْ لَمْ تَعْرِفْ. They asked him, what is the most beloved, good actions of Islam? One of them, what is? We want to do it. He said, you feed the hungry. You feed the people, let them eat. But most of us, when we eat food and trash it, while we know there's a single brother or a family next door to us, or co-worker who cannot have the food, has to go and buy food to Chinese, and we don't give him the food. While we know him for 10, 5, 6 years. We will have someone to prepare for us, but we never bring a plate, brother, have this one. I know you don't have a wife, or you single, or you doing that. We don't do that. While the Prophet says it's one of the best deeds in Islam, to feed the people. And to greet whom you know and whom you don't know. Greet them as a Muslim. Say assalamu alaikum to every Muslim you see. To the point we Muslims, sometimes we say salam to a Muslim brother, even to answer you, it's difficult. He will raise his eyes, look at you first, before he say alaikum salam. It's not Islam. The Prophet said, you people, Muslims, spread this greeting among you. It's a peaceful greeting. And feed the hungry. As a Muslim, our community, Islamic community, shouldn't be hungry. And we have a lot of hungry and sick people. Wallahi. We have it in our communities. Some of us know them. You have to know the bills of right in Islam. We have bills of right. One of them, that when your Muslim brother is sick, you visit him. When he's in need, you help him out. It's his right upon you as a Muslim, which we neglect after Ramadan. We don't care until another Ramadan. The next one, he said, wasilul arham, maintain your kinship. Some of us, we have some relatives, we don't call them only Ramadan to Ramadan. Ramadan to Ramadan, we call them and ask how they're feeling. Okay, go for a bag of sugar or go for a kilo of rice. That is not Islam. Islam, even the people, your relatives who are bad to you, Islam asks you to connect, to reconnect with them, to reconcile with them. You get the most reward for that. Not payback. Not the one who say hi to you, say hi to you. No. In Islam, the one who doesn't say hi to you, when you say hi to him, you get more reward in your relatives. After that, the Prophet said, وَصَلُّوا بِاللَّيْلِ وَالنَّاسُ قِيَامٌ. This is the first character we abandon after Ramadan. The Prophet said, be a Muslim, be among the people who pray at night while everyone is sleeping and dreaming. You get up and give Allah only 2 rakahs for his sake, to show him that you are his servant, you are his slave, you love him. In the day of judgment, he will honor you. As the Prophet said, Sharaful Mu'min Qiyamul Layl. You want honor in the day of judgment among the whole entire creation? You want Allah to call you out and put you in a pedestal of light? Get up at night and pray for him while everyone is sleeping. The Prophet said, Qiyamul Layl, Sharaful Mu'min. If you want honor, Allah to honor you, get up when everyone is sleeping, brother. Instead of sitting and watching TV, going to the net, spending 6, 7 hours, get up and give Allah only 2 rakahs. Say, Allah, this is between me and you. In the day of judgment, Allah will honor you. And Those among the people, Allah said, no one knows their reward. As he said, تَتَجَافَى جُنُوبُهُمْ عَنِ الْمَدَاجِعِ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ خَوْفًا وَطَمَعًا وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ فَلَا تَعْلَمُ نَفْسٌ مَا أُخْفِيَ لَهُم مِّن قُرَّةِ أَعْيُنٍ جَزَاءً بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. The people who abandon their bed, as you did, as I did, as all we did in Ramadan the last 10 nights. You leave your bed after 3, 4 a.m. before Fajr, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Allah said those people who will get up at that time and pray for Allah and give what from Allah, what Allah bless them, they give some of it to the way of Allah. Allah said nobody, no one knows what a bliss, a reward He will give them in the day of judgment for what they did. Now we Muslims will pray at night. Wallahi, some of us did good. They went to pray Taraweeh, they come back, they went to Hajj. Imagine that. But after Ramadan, they don't give Allah even 2 rak'ahs after Shafi and Witr. Prefer to go and sit in front of the computer at 3 a.m. As a Muslim, don't waste your life, brothers. Imagine, if Allah bless you with 60 years, He will reward you only for the 30 years. The other 30 years is sleeping, drinking, which have no reward for you. These 30 years is your eternal life. What you did in this, that's what you will enjoy for eternity. Now, as a Muslim, you have to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala love the perpetual, the continuous. When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked, as Aisha radiallahu anha al-mu'minina said, سئل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أي العمل أحب إلى الله قال أحب العمل إلى الله أدومه وإن قل أدومه وإن قل. Allah loves the constant, the regular job you do, even if it's a little bit. It's better today you do 10 rakahs, the whole month you don't do nothing. Again you do 10. No. Even 2 every day, Allah loves it the most for you because it's constant. You remember Him. And Allah, whenever you remember Him, He will remember you. If you remember Him all the time, you're praying, just giving Him 2 rakahs, 3 rakahs, 4 rakahs at night. Believe me, the day you're sick or you're tired or you cannot do it, He will give you the full reward. Because you used to do it. Now, we should ask ourselves, are we Muslims in Ramadan only? After Ramadan, we don't know Allah? It's a bad pond. It's a bad game. As a Muslim, you play. Because the one who created you say, وَعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينَ. If you have the taqwa, if you know your Ramadan will benefit you, you have to worship Allah every day. I didn't say get up, pray 3 hours. Not everyone can do that. 2 hours, no. But give Allah 5 minutes in your night. Give Allah that. We know our worst enemy is free today. He's free now. Shaitan. He was locked up. He's out of his jail now. Right now he's jumping so fast, you cannot even catch him. The only thing will help you against him is remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Especially taking a time when you come after work. Don't spend 8 hours sleeping as a Muslim. Wallahi. As the Prophet said, one day you will stand in the day of judgment, you will regret why you didn't give that 1 minute you waste in front of your internet, you didn't give it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will regret the 1 hour you spend before your TV, why you didn't give that to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you as a Muslim brothers, we have to know worshiping Allah shouldn't be only Ramadan. It's a bad sign for us. And most of us, these things we did in Ramadan and we perfected, and there's a reason to go to Jannah, we abandon them after Ramadan. Because Shaitan is free, he will tell you, oh Allah, you fasted Ramadan, alhamdulillah. Forget about the other things. So, as brothers, I will advise myself and advise you. Go check your list. All the things you did in Ramadan, did you abandon them after Ramadan? Which one do you have? Which one are you weak at? Which one you don't have? rekindle it, bring it back. Don't say you stand 1 hour, it's hard. But give Allah 10 minutes, brothers. 10 minutes at night. Make it a habit. Don't let 2 weeks, 3 weeks go without feeding another human being. Don't do that. Give them. Our sadaqat, these small charities you give, they will be your umbrellas in the day of judgment. When the Prophet tells us this heat which we will run on summer, when it's 100 or 90 something, everyone is crying, it's millions away from us, it will be some half a mile. Imagine that. And your sadaqat will be umbrella before the judgment for you. So feeding the poor, helping the masajid, coming to the masajid and pray 5 times, especially when you're off. It's a sign of loving Allah. And Allah, when you love Him, He will love you back. As we know, every master, every king in this planet, if you love him too much, he will say, oh, this guy needs some favors from me. Move him away. Allah is not like that. Just show him little love. He will love you and that. And when He loves you, wallahi, He will give you what we don't have today, content and peace of mind. May Allah give us peace of mind. May Allah give us qana'ah. May Allah accept our Ramadan. وأقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. الحمد لله الذي بنعمته تتم الصالحات. وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. اللهم ربنا تقبل منا الصيام والقيام يا رب. اللهم أعد علينا رمضان سنوات عديدة مديدة يا رب. وتقبله منا وأعنا على صيامه وقيامه يا رب. وأدخلنا الجنة بسلام يا رب. وأدخلنا دار وباب الريان يا رب. So brothers and sisters, as Muslims, we said Allah didn't say worship me in Ramadan and forget me. No. Allah asks you to worship Him till your last breath. When you show this is death, you cannot know who you are, then you forgive Him. So we as Muslims, we have to know things, especially when you start with Allah, trading with Allah, worshiping Him properly, showing Him He is your Lord. And when you stop that, it's a bad thing for a Muslim. It's a bad thing. To the point the Prophet ﷺ one day told one of the companions when he realized this guy stopped doing things. As Abdullah ibn Amr narrated radiallahu anhu, he said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يا عبد الله لا تكن مثل فلان كان يقوم الليل فترك قيام الليل. يا عبد الله لا تكن مثل فلان كان يقوم الليل فترك قيام الليل. Now me and you, we should ask ourselves, if we are at the front of the Prophet just after 1 week of Ramadan, I believe this hadith will apply to each one of us. Because the Prophet said, call him his companion, one of the most worshipful among the companions, Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As radiallahu anhu. The Prophet said, Abdullah, don't be like so and so. Don't. He used to pray at night, then he abandoned it. Now ask myself, ask yourself, since Ramadan ended, just few days now, not months, how many times after work, or you set your alarm for 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. to give Allah 4 rak'ats after Shaf'i witr? Say, Allah, I used to pray for you 2 hours, 3 hours. Forgive me, I will give you 5 minutes now. Because the Prophet said, we Muslims, we shouldn't be like that. لا تكن مثل فلان كان يقوم الليل فترك قيام الليل. We all does that. And brothers, you have to know, feeding the poor people in Islam is one of the greatest deeds. One of the greatest. Try your best. When you eating, brother, ask a brother who's standing looking at you. Doesn't matter what religion, doesn't matter how he looks. Ask him if he needs a plate of food. When you buying your donuts, you drinking your coffee, someone is there looking at you, looking at the place you're buying. Don't hesitate, don't shy. Go ask him, brother, do you need a breakfast? Buy him a coffee. Don't give him money. Buy him the coffee and give him. The Prophet told us Allah forgave and guided a woman who wasn't good woman because she fed a dog. Give her a word. How about a human being, brothers and sisters? Some of us don't have. But the complaints we have in this country that everyone is rich, everyone has the means to eat, everyone has the means to feed himself. No. We have to know feeding the community is mandatory upon us. And it's one of the reasons for us to go to Jannah, as the Prophet said. You people, you Muslims, spread your greetings. As a Muslim, it's mandatory when someone say Assalamu alaikum to you, it's mandatory. Not optional anymore. Not sunnah. It's mandatory upon you to reply. إذا حييتم بتحية فحيوا بأحسن منها أو ردوها. It's a command from Allah. When someone says Assalamu alaikum to you, saying Alaikum assalam is mandatory. If you don't want to say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh for everyone to know you are Muslim, at least you have to say Wa alaikum assalam. And when you eat, your neighbor is hungry, your iman is not complete yet. You have to know that. And when you meet your Muslim brother, smile at his face. It's a charity for you. In Ramadan we did it, wallah. In Ramadan I realized we hug one another. We smile at one another. After Ramadan you meet the same brother, you say Assalamu alaikum. It's like you didn't say salam to him. Islam is a way of life. That what is our religion. It's different from the other religion. It's not a religion of masajid, of houses, of congregation. It's a way of life. If you want Allah to save you, you have to be a true Muslim. Allah doesn't like fake. Doesn't like it. And when a Muslim pray for Allah, give charity, pray at night for 30 days, after 30 days he abandoned it totally, like didn't exist. That means it's the sign you didn't get the benefit of Ramadan. May Allah give us the benefit of Ramadan. May Allah accept our fasting. May Allah accept our fasting. May Allah accept our prayers at night. May Allah give us the proper taqwa and the proper iman to worship Him after Ramadan. And the Prophet ﷺ said, Man sama Ramadan, thumma atba'ahu sittan min Shawwal, kana kasiyam al-dahr. Man sama Ramadan, thumma atba'ahu sittan min Shawwal, kana kasiyam al-dahr. The Prophet said, whoever fasts Ramadan, alhamdulillah, we did it. May Allah accept it. And did his best to fast 6 days in this month of Shawwal, the month after Ramadan called Shawwal in Arabic. If you fast 6 days, the Prophet said you will receive the reward of person who fasted the whole year. Imagine that. Now 6 days will put for you the icing on the cake. You will enjoy it. So don't say I'm tired of Ramadan. Do your best in this coming 20-something days for you to fast 6 days if you didn't fast. If you fasted, thank Allah. May Allah accept it for you and accept it for everyone who fasted. Tell your family, even the kids, the young boys, the young girls, tell them, tell the wife or your husband, tell them, please fast these 6 days because it will give you the reward of whole year. Don't miss out. It's just 6 days, brothers. 29 days didn't hurt you. 6 days, Allah, you will enjoy it. So we Muslim, as Allah said, وَعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ. As the Prophet ﷺ said, لَا تَكُنْ مِثْلَ فُلَانٍ كَانَ يَقُومُ اللَّيْلِ فَتَرَكَ قِيَامَ اللَّيْلِ. We shouldn't do that. May Allah make us true Muslims. May Allah give us the iman we're looking for. May Allah purify our hearts. May Allah give us the taqwa we receive in Ramadan. May Allah accept our fasting and our prayers in Ramadan. May Allah give us and bless us with long life to witness the next Ramadan. Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-huda wat-tuqa wal-afafa wal-ghina. Allahumma ati nufusana taqwaha wa zakkiha anta khayru man zakkaha anta waliyuha wa mawlaha. اللهم تقبل منا الصيام والقيام وصالح الأعمال. اللهم تقبل منا الصيام والقيام وصالح الأعمال. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية والمعافاة الدائمة في الدنيا والآخرة. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين في جميع أنحاء العالم يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصرهم على أعدائهم يا رب العالمين. اللهم أنزل عليهم سكينتك ولطفك يا رب العالمين. اللهم أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف يا رب العالمين. اللهم ردهم إلى أوطانهم سالمين غانمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم احفظ الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم أذل الشرك والمشركين. اللهم إنا نسألك الجنة ونعيمها ونعوذ بك من النار وعذابها. وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا، وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. قوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله.